Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Kerbal, and welcome to the moon again. On one of our last, well, specifically our last lunar missions, I believe we defined the first area on the moon that we're going to revisit. We activate our flags here. And let's see, there should be a flag, that's it. Flag there says incomplete. And somewhere to the north of that, there was mirage that I swore looked like it didn't belong to the terrain texture. Actually looked like there was some kind of 3D rendered object on the surface of the moon, and if that's true, I want to go see if it actually is something. And even if it isn't, the reason that that flag is marked as incomplete is because I landed there without a bunch of science experiments. So we're going to go down there and collect some science from the moon, and as long as we're here, we're also going to pick up Brooke, who is stranded in low orbit around the moon. Should be a relatively easy mission. I skipped all of the really boring stuff and just, brought us right to the moon. So we can focus on the landing. Now, I brought a couple of scientists along the spacecraft. You'll notice that I added another fuel tank on here so that we can continue to expand the fuel supply of the station, which is part of our contract, if you'll remember. You already have the facilities required. We have enough room for Kerbals. Now all we need... This is still the lunar station, isn't it? Didn't realize we also needed an auxiliary viewing cupola on it as well. But I guess we're going to have to take care of that too in the future. Anyway, for now, the station is wildly spinning out of... Yeah... the best way that I found, I don't know what causes this, it's probably just because I just docked, and also I spent some, meticulous time rotating these things back into proper position. So I'm just gonna jump, hang on, let me pause the recording here. There, that's better. I just jumped into the tracking station and reloaded the save. So, let's assemble our landing crew. We're gonna take 2 people with us. We have Mauber and Valentina as possible pilots. And I think we're going to go with Mauber this time. Yeah, she's the one in command. In that case, I'll take Valentina. There we go. And then we're going to need a scientist. We got Gemstead. And that's it. So Gemstead it is. Her into the lander as well, and I guess we're good to go. Quick save. Are we fueled up? We're fueled up. Excellent. Let's undock. RCS burst to push us away from the station. Hope that wobbling doesn't kill it. Maybe if I, hang on. Maybe it's these reaction wheels that are causing the problem. I've disabled the torque. And that... I can't tell if it's helping or not. Well, let's hope it does. It doesn't look like it's getting any worse at any rate. Let's proceed with our landing. So, where's our target? Bring the flags back up. It was on the dark side, wasn't it? Yeah. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna rotate a bit. Speed time up. And wait for the flag to... In fact, I'm probably gonna just do this from the tracking station. I'm not against... Not against landing in the dark, but since there's something that I actually want to find there on the moon, I'm just going to wait until it gets onto the bright side. There we go. Okay, let's get back to the Socrates. Totally forgot that we named it the Socrates, by the way. Alright. Let's get to plotting this landing then. Flag is right over there. And right about now is the time that we should start slowing down. Got a bunch of new vectors that we can snap to, thanks to Valentina's second star. Engine's deactivated, isn't it? Alright. Keep an eye on our fuel. That was somewhat north of this, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to slightly angle us to the normal vector, and then just tap the fuel a bit. Now that should be fine. Okay. You don't need lights. Waste of electricity. It's Valentina's descent. It's where Valentina first landed on the moon. Which means I think the Valentina might be the first... Actually, no, Gemsted's been there too. So we now are going to have two Kerbals who've landed on the moon twice. Although, to be honest, I haven't been following these stats. It's very easy. It could easily be that we've had more than that already. Alright. We can start slowing down. Going incredibly fast, so making sure we don't overshoot our target by mistake. We want to land somewhere around there, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to think. There it is. It's right there. Oh my goodness, there is something there. Okay, what is that? That is definitely something. Like, what are the odds of us actually coming across something like that all the way out here? I also way overshot it. So we're probably going to have to perform a second flight just to get there, unless I can burn fast enough. We might have to take a spacewalk all the way out there. Also got to remember that we don't have infinite fuel, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful with this. Alright. Not comfortable wasting any more fuel. Oh crap, automatic snapping. It looks like it looks like an arch Or I guess it might just be a rock formation. In fact, yeah, from up close it looks just like a rock formation. Wonder if it's worth anything. Let's see if I can't get any closer. Go. It's nice and gentle. That'll bring us pretty close. Yep, it's a rock formation. Thought it might be a piece of alien technology, but you know what? I'm still kind of amazed that this is here. Can't wait to get over there and find out what it is. It was a pretty costly landing as far as fuel is concerned, but I mean, we should still be fine. Okay, good. Had me worried there a little bit. Okay, well, first things first, let's take a crew report. I think we probably already have the crew report, right? These are the Highlands. All right, well, transmit that. Let's observe the materials bay. Yeah, we've already been to the Highlands, though, haven't we? Yeah, we're not actually in the crater anymore, which means that we are going to have to move the craft over. It's fine, we'll still keep the experiment. And that one. Let's get Gemstead out there. Have her restore this. And we're gonna have to... Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Oh, crap. Ouch. Come on. Ugh. Up you go. Okay. Collect it. Restore it. Alright. Now, I'll cut out the, cut out my walking. Guys have to watch that. But next I'm gonna go all the way up to that rock formation and see if it yields anything interesting. BRB. Well, okay. So basically here's what happened. I came all the way up here. Oops, it looks like I'm gonna, yeah, this happened once too. And started just sliding down. I'm not pushing anything right now. Okay, there we go. Steep hill, apparently. So this is an arch. 'Tis on the moon, and that's about all I can tell you. It's just kind of here. I walked under it, tried collecting surface samples and the like, and, you know, there was absolutely no difference. Game doesn't appear to differentiate this as a separate biome in any way. I'd really like if this stops now, please. Kerbals can die from hitting something at speeds too high. Please just stop. Okay. So yeah, I guess I guess that's it. I also noticed that this thing popped up. Found a rock arch on the moon, so the game does acknowledge the fact that I found it. So I guess all that's left to do really is just place a flag here. I also went online and looked it up, just because I was curious if there's something I could do as well as long as I was here, and apparently there isn't. My understanding is that this was some kind of challenge a while ago, like you could establish an orbit underneath it and fly through it, that kind of thing. Just gonna slide back down to the lander. But I guess really all that's left for me to do right now is go back to my incomplete flag, land back down there, and finish the science experiments and go home. So as soon as I manage to get Gemstead off the ground again and actually get back to my ship, I guess, yeah, we'll rejoin this adventure once we manage to get back to stable ground. Well, no longer incomplete. Collected all the data that we could. Didn't fly all the way back to the flag, just into the crater. And now it's time to see if we can get home. Let's do this. I believe we want to be orbiting that way. Set us on track. Hope we don't burn through all our fuel. Otherwise, this might end up being problematic. Alright. May need to send a rescue ship. I do have several quick saves earlier, I suppose, but might as well hit another one, just in case. At the station? I think it is. Alright, that'll do fine. Now let's get into orbit. Hope our fuel holds out. Starting to look like it won't. Oh boy. Yeah, looks like this is turning into a rescue mission. Oh, that's wonderful. Although, I might be getting worried over... Yep. There comes the orbit. Okay, we got an orbit. And we've got an intersect. So I guess that's perfect. We're going to be catching up to it, so that's fine. Now, in order to make this go a little faster, I'm going to switch to the station. Set the Socrates as our target. And then just kind of spin around, wait for it to catch up to us. Hopefully the periapsis of 8,000 meters, I shouldn't crash into anything. Yeah, I'm just going to skip ahead once again to the rendezvous. Shouldn't take that long. You guys all know the drill from here. Okay. Coming in. Barely any fuel left, but none needed. Once again, our monopropellant thruster is being extremely useful. Gently push ourselves this way. And then we're going to have to speed up a bunch here. Oh, crap. Okay. Come on. That's docking distance. Okay, give me a docking port. One on this side. Oop, burning the wrong way. Crap. Crap, 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 crap. Alright, come on. Alright. What happened to our lights? How come the station's lights aren't on? There we go. Okay, bring her in. Alright. Not a particularly elegant docking, but we did it. Okay. Step 1. We transfer Valentina into the command pod. And then we EVA Gemstead. Collect data, remove it, restore. Come on. Take data, collect data, remove it. Ouch. Shoot. Take data. Restore the mystery U canister. And then lastly, take the data from the crew hatch. And just put it in the command pod. Alright, got all our experiments stored in the command pod. Now, I think we're going to leave Gemstead here. She's going to stay with the station. We need one empty space in this to pick up Brooke. And then who are we going to leave? I think we should take one of the engineers home. Bill, you've been up here long enough. Time for you to get back to Kerbin for a bit. Alright, quick save. Got some science data. It's plenty. We undock now. I didn't bother to make sure we had enough fuel left, but I'm going to quick save here one last time in case we need to redock. And then let's set Brooks Heap as our target. Let's use a little RCS burst to get us away from the station. And let's go. There we go. Okay. Now once again, we wait. You know what I was recently thinking? Maybe... You remember one of the very first episodes that I posted, how I kind of got into this little personal conspiracy theory I have about the about the Russian space program that operated during the 60s, and how I don't actually know if their actual firsts were their firsts at all, or if they were just the first successes. Maybe that's what this is, right? Maybe we got some rival space programs out there competing to get Kerbals out to the moon first and stuff. And these are the ones that, were out there way before the ones that reportedly were out there first. They just never came home, so they were never reported. I don't know. We'll never know. At any rate, Brooke is now on board. She's a pilot, which is great because we're always in need of good pilots. She's going to come home. She's going to become a one-star pilot, too, because we're picking her up from orbit of the moon. Right? The farther away from Kerbin we pick them up, the more experienced they are. Which is good. This is a really good way of getting free Kerbals. Of course, they're not free because you have to send a spacecraft out there to get them, but if you combine it properly with other missions, I think it's an easy win. Anyway, enough talk. Let's just go back home. You don't need maneuver nodes. Shit. We can do this by ourselves. Come on. Low orbits. Hate how slow they make you go all the time. Okay. Now let's hope that we have enough fuel on board. We should. It shouldn't be much of a problem. No sticky keys, go away. One of these days I'm going to remember to turn that off. It pops up just frequently enough that I don't remember it. Not frequently enough that it actually annoys me. It just, literally the best possible moments. Alright, come on. Give me an encounter. Perfect. Fly up to apoapsis. Turn to retrograde. And let's bring our babies home. No comment. Sure, we can use the moon's gravity if it wants to help out. That's fine. 35. There we go. Quick save. Let's hope that this projection from the computer is actually correct. It is. Okay. Down we go. And that looks like Kerbal HQ. We're going to land pretty close. Freak accident, as always. And we're coming home with quite a bit of success once again. Traveling pretty fast, so let's do something about that. Slow ourselves down as much as we can. I might have talked about this a while ago, but I seem to remember getting cut off by something mid-sentence. But I toyed around with a couple of very personally interesting ideas as to what... Oh yeah, we still don't have a heat shield on this, oh well. Toyed around with some interesting ideas as to some kind of, some really fun stuff that we could do with this game. Basically, like, one of my dreams is to go to space one day in some capacity. Like, I actually legit wish that there was a way I would be qualified to be a part of a Mars colonization program but they would probably have absolutely no use of me. So this game is pretty much as close as I'm ever going to get to actually experiencing space travel. This and the television series From the Earth to the Moon. But I still think there's ways. Stuff blowing up in the meantime. I still think there's ways that we could that I could make this experience even more immersive, which is some like extra added game modes. One thing that I think would be really interesting in a game like this is a co-op mode, and you know, being able to control multiple Kerbals would be one thing, but really all I want is for two people to be able to look at the same mission from different perspectives. Hear me out on this. If I could, I would actually totally be into the idea of performing, like, say, one of these lunar landing missions, not just in real time, right, if I had, like, a weekend or something to sacrifice for this, but also maybe actually entirely from, like, this internal cockpit view. Imagine spending an entire lunar mission like this, right, like inside the cockpit, except for maybe spacewalks. Like, if I perform a spacewalk or something, then obviously I can look at that would be my way of checking out the ship. But other than that, you know, I wouldn't be looking at the map screen. I wouldn't be, I would be looking literally only at the gauges that we have in here. And then whoever was playing with me, right, like whoever my buddy was, that person would be my mission control. They would be looking at the map. They would be giving me instructions as to how to perform my, you know, what directions to turn and you know, what direction to burn in and how long. And I'm probably a very small subset of people who actually finds that idea to be interesting, but I legit do, and I really wish that I could do that. Like, the idea of performing an entire space mission from the inside of a cockpit is something that I really want to do someday, but I need a lot of the things in the map view, a lot of the stuff that's shown to us in the map view to be able to actually, you know, perform successful missions. Yep, we did it. We did it, guys. Yeah. So that's literally the only thing holding me back. Can I change the speed somehow? Yeah, there we go. Surface speed. We're going a little fast. Seems like we usually go slower than that. How high are we from the ground? Coming down pretty slowly. Let's speed up a bit. So just imagine doing the entire mission like from this perspective. Here we come. And contact. Oh, ouch. Oof. We apparently landed on the mountains. And yeah, what a way to finish an otherwise flawless mission, huh? Okay, let's activate our SAS. Try to get control of this roll here. There we go. Okay. Well, and then, you know, to finish it off, how would I would have to exit out of the cockpit view to perform the EVA, though, wouldn't I? Well. Anyway, that was or I could just go to Space Center and recover the flight from there. That was our lunar mission. We discovered a lunar arch, an arch on the moon. And all in all, I'd say a very successful mission. Let's see how much science we got back from it. Let's terminate Brooks Heap. Don't need that anymore. Lunar Station ship got renamed after it docked. I pushed fly, didn't I? Oh well, recover it. I meant to push recover. Anyway, let's see if we can buy something exciting. 374 science. We can buy something. That's good. And our knowledge of the moon continues to increase. Brooke is now level 1. Bill got some XP. Nice. What do we got? Can't get that yet. Need more science for that. We get some more probe cores, but really I think the probe cores we have right now are fine. Comms would be useful, especially if we're considering long-distance spaceflight. heavy landing is not really that important until we start building space planes, which we haven't been doing. Did unlock some supersonic flight stuff, so that might be something we do. Precision propulsion for small things, like if we want to build rovers or such. Could go with some more spaceplane parts if I wanted. I'm going to go with comms. That's what we're going to upgrade for now. And then what I'd like to do is I'd like to pick up a specific... I'm doing a lot of flag on the moon plantings. Orbital station around Minmus is something we got to do. Orbital station around Duna as well. Yeah, that Minmus thing is probably something we should get out of the way, but what I want right now is... Yeah, we've done a lot of that right now. I've had enough of the moon for now. Let's try something else. Satellite in synchronous orbit of Duna. Okay, this is a mission to actually recover not just a pilot, but his spacecraft as well, which means we have to use the grabber. I'm going to cancel some of these. See if we can get some... I want to get a satellite mission. I want to get a contract for a satellite. A very specific satellite. No. Still don't want to build a solar station. Okay, well, we might as well just do that off contract, I guess. And yeah, the next thing that we're going to do in the next episode is we are going to construct a satellite designed to do an orbital survey in order to scan a planet for minerals. We might do this, we're either going to do this on Minmus or the Moon, because this is going to be an important step, I think, in establishing stations on faraway planets that can actually be self-sufficient in terms of, actually producing their own fuel. More on that in the next episode, but the Moon is going to be our testing site for this. Thank you very much for joining, everybody, and I'll see you next time.